Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals. I'm Ava, also known as Creeper Zone Online, and every year I make an April Fool's video. Because... why do I do that? Regardless, every year it's a bit of a tradition that I put some marginal amount of effort into making a funny thing on April 1st. And sadly, it's my final year in college, and that means for the last 12 weeks, I've been working non-stop on my final year college project. And so that's kind of why I haven't posted anything in the last 3 months at all, or been active. But, you know, I do have things planned. Shortly, relatively after I finish college, I should have a thing with Forever Free Brony coming out, which is going to be cool. And I have other plans and a whole array of things that I want to do. But right now, sadly, I'm just too busy to make an April Fool's video this year. So, yeah, that's wait, what are you doing? Hey! Nah, screw that shit. We're making an April Fool's video this year. But, to compensate for the fact I'm gonna have to write it, record it, and edit it all in one day, we're just gonna put no effort in. So little effort that this microphone isn't wireless, it's just not plugged in. And we're gonna have to use my special secret tactic known as stealing content. So today we're going to be roasting every single My Little Pony character. Where else to start off this list than with Twilight Sparkle herself? Now, for a main character, it's actually kind of impressive that she doesn't fall into the main character is also the least interesting character problem that so many shows do. She works as both a neutral ground for us to learn about, while being interesting and emotionally complex enough to carry scenes by herself. So, if she is your favorite pony, I can't blame you, but what I can do is call you a nerd. Now, you might not even take that as an insult. You might even find it to be a compliment. And that's cool. Good for you. Because it's all I have for you. Because you went ahead and chose the most obvious, absolutely thoughtless choice when it came to who is your favorite pony. Your entire thought process was, she's a nerd, I'm a nerd, she's my favorite. That's mediocre, at best. And if you're happy with that, fine, enjoy your life. But I'm not impressed, and neither is anyone else. Now, we're talking about Pinkie Pie next. Not because she's the second of the main six that we see in the show. That's coincidental. It's because this video is already 2 minutes in, and that is cutting it real close with the attention span of anyone whose favorite pony is Pinkie Pie. So I'm just going to use my time real wisely and say, if your favorite pony is Pinkie Pie, go take your medicine. You forgot to do that today. And you have to go to sleep real soon because you have that thing that you agreed to in next morning that you forgot about. You're welcome. Fluttershy, well, yeah, that's great. Well, welcome to the herd. I hope you enjoy season 2 when you get around to it. You'll probably pick a different favorite by then, but until then, she's a real great choice because, well, she's the cute one, and that's really all you have to go off of in the first season. But, you know, you'll grow out of her soon enough and find a different favorite. But not because she gets less interesting, no. It's mainly just because you'll find somebody that fits your tastes far better. And for the very few who have Fluttershy as their favorite still past season 2, I'd apologize for pretending you don't exist if it wasn't for how submissive you are, and being treated as you're not a person probably just aroused you to a state where the only thing you're thinking about is which collar should you put on tonight. In which case, 2 things. Firstly, good pet. Secondly, let me call your dom and tell them that they're going to be busy tonight. Excuse me? Peoples whose favorite pony is Rarity? Yeah, your sub is flustered and they're going to need you tonight. Oh yeah, have fun. Oh, sorry, I'm not, I don't mean to imply that every person who likes Rarity is a dominant. That's not true. But what is true is that they're all beaming with girl boss energy. Now, that includes the good and the bad. So, you know, they're kind and they're talented and, you know, they're dedicated to their work. But at the exact same time, they're snarky, full of themselves. And if you dare insist that their perfect little marshmallow princess isn't as interesting as they seem to think she is, they will personally fly to where you live and bitch slap you until you need facial reconstruction surgery. Oh, Rainbow Dash. I congratulate you on neither being depressed nor an asshole. Being Rainbow Dash's #1 fan means you're blissfully unaware and uncaring of your sexuality, but the fact that you enjoy both being around other people and living in general is probably enough for you not to care that you're dumb as a rock. You probably even take that as a compliment, given you admire rocks for their intelligence. In which case, rock on. Oh. Yeah, it's time to talk about Spike. Look, if you think I'm just gonna dunk on Spike because of how bland and stupid and bad he is at everything and how nobody likes him, then I'm insulted that you think I am that unoriginal and unfunny. Look, I get it. I'm copying a Hugby's roasting style video, but there's a difference between taking a format and concept and putting your own spin and take on it with the, you know, fun parody sprinkled in, and just straight up copying jokes. So instead of talking about how Spike is just a trash tier character, I'm actually gonna just be honest. He's not bad. Like, sure, he's the one that is written most poorly most often, and he gets shit on a lot, but I get it, but Spike plays a very unique and role, and the show would feel very empty without him, and he's an excellent supporting character. Now, I could get into detail about all of that, but that's not really important. What's important is that in 2012, Hank Green wrote a song called I Don't Have a Favorite Pony. Now, in 2015, 2016, around that time, I was depressed and suicidal, and I listened to this song. It was my first exposure to My Little Pony, and it was the entire reason I began watching. The show gave me a joy and a purpose that I was greatly missing in my life, and it helped me very much get out of that dark place. And because of that, I will forever be a My Little Pony fan, and I will always be proud of it. But my point is, that song, I Don't Have a Favorite Pony, the joke, it whole ends in a joke where Hank says that he doesn't have a favorite pony because his favorite is Spike, the dragon. And that's it. That's the essence of what a Spike fan is. They say their favorite is Spike because they know that nobody's favorite is Spike. That's what's funny. It's hilarious. They're a joke. Oh, moving on quickly. Putting Twilight here, post-Alicorn transformation, is already offending enough people to make me absolutely giddy with glee. What's important is that being the main character, Twilight transforms both physically and mentally throughout the show. So much so that many have either liked her more or less, depending on which season she's in. And that's due to her character evolving. So if Twilight past season 3 is still your favorite pony, unlike earlier with Twilight, now I'm impressed. Now, I'm not impressed by your dedication, no. But with the fact that you're so oblivious to the countless other choices by this point in the show for a different, better favorite, that you still go with the resoundingly default option, that is just impressive levels of mediocrity. And yes, I know mediocrity being impressive is a logical contradiction. You don't have to tell me, you nerd. Sunny Star Scout. If Sunny is your favorite pony, I have nothing more to say to you than you're the poster boy or girl or envy of a G5 enjoyer. I salute you. You're not picky. You don't spend all of your time complaining about every single thing that happens in your life that's even remotely unfamiliar. And you probably enjoy watching your favorite show. That's great. I wish you luck hiding from the online discourse every time they release an episode. Izzy Moonbow. Now that's one heck of a character. Though as far as her being your favorite, the entire reason behind that is either because she's the only reason you are still watching G5, because, you know, her energy, she's lovely, she's absolutely adorable, or she's your favorite because you're also on the autistic spectrum and you finally have a character that you could actually 100% identify with. And honestly, that's amazing. I'm really glad that they have finally put in a character into MLP with such clear neurodivergence that is portrayed positively. You know, that I've actually been considering making a full-on 20-minute video just talking about that topic, but that's a whole thing for another day. Hitch. Oh, now that's a himbo. The himbo we all needed in our lives. Now, as a Hitch enjoyer, you are probably a real casual. Like, I mean, you just latched on to Hitch as your favorite because you don't really care about the whole politics of having a favorite pony, and he's just a pick that nobody will hate you for, and that kind of makes you a coward, but you're also probably too busy having a life to care. If Pip is your favorite, and that can only mean one thing, that you struggle to spend less than 2 hours on social media every 3 hours. It can only mean that you are the exact kind of person that anyone above the age of 40 is thinking of when they try to imagine a Zoomer. It only can mean that your attention span... Oh, damn it, I forgot. I am sorry, I forgot to put Subway Surfers gameplay in the lower third of this video, so all the Pip fans have zoned out and aren't listening anymore. I guess we'll move on. Yes, yes, yes. Congratulations, you're correct. She is the best character in G5, no notes, you are correct. Nobody can prove you wrong about the fact that your favorite character, being Zipp, is factually correct. But people will still be mad at you for it. Huh? Wait, no, we already did Spike. I'm just confused. Anyway, moving on. Really? Opaline? Look, I don't know if you're trolling or just have horrible taste. That's not a knock against the character. She's perfectly fine in her role in the show. I actually kind of like her Saturday morning cartoon villain vibe. It's fun, you know, but your favorite? I'm sorry. I don't believe that Discount Queen Chrysalis is worth even talking about anymore, so we're gonna move on. Hell to the yes. This is a pick I can get behind. If Misty is your favorite pony, you are exactly the same as Sunny fans, except you've actually watched all of G5. And you've actually enjoyed it, so congratulations. You're likely also the type to go online and publicly defend it, which is useless, but as much as it is honorable. So good luck out there with that. The first Cutie Mark Crusader. It's quite an underdog of a pick in my opinion. She's a good choice, but you know, if she's your favorite, then it's more than likely because of her energy and excitement to just do shit. And I get that. That childhood energy and that drive, you probably wish you still had it. Yeah, but you don't, and that's okay. We have a cartoon apple horse for you to project onto. Scoots is your favorite pony. This isn't really a roast anymore, and more an apology for the amount of jokes I could make about your favorite character. She's a chicken. Oh, she's an orphan. All these jokes, some of which are weirdly ableist, by the way, are tired and worn out, which makes Scootaloo, despite being a living pony, a dead horse that is being beaten both in the show and outside of it. While Apple Bloom symbolizes the ideal of childhood, Sweetie Belle symbolizes, in my opinion, real childhood. Because just like real children, she's annoying. She always wants to help, but ends up breaking things. She hates being compared to her siblings, but then tries to act like her siblings to impress her siblings. Oh, and just like real children, Sweetie Belle, for some incomprehensible reason, is thought of as cute and desirable by people. Ew. Children. Babs? Really? What is it? Is it her strong city accent gimmick? I don't get it. Like, the only real reason, if she's your genuine favorite, I can imagine, is that you sympathize with having to become a bully to fit in. And if that's true, you get no sympathy from me, because you're just too much of a coward to have Diamond Tiara as your favorite at that point. We all know a Gabby fan. And they're probably the person that is keeping your entire friend group together. But they are also constantly on edge. And if they ever fall off, they're going to take you down with them. And it'll last weeks. Hot take. Celestia isn't as trash of a character as people make her out to be. Now, look, frankly, I know this will offend any Luna stans out there, but she is also probably the more interesting sister. People who have Celestia as their favorite pony are the only ones to really see her character's depth to its full extent, and everyone else, I feel, just doesn't give them the credit they deserve. I mean, that being said, Celestia fans have a very, very strong mommy fetish, and that is just an undeniable fact of life when you become a fan of Celestia, and that's just something you have to deal with. Okay, Luna fans, if you're still listening and your vision hasn't been completely overtaken by red from my previous claims, I'd like you to just take a chill pill and relax for a moment, okay? Look, I get it. There was no real option for a non-villain edgy pick as your favorite. That's fine. But any and all personality other than she's socially awkward that you put on Luna is purely projection. Prince Blueblood, it's not really a character. He's only on here because I find it very funny and weird that he's on the list of MLP royalty right in between all of the most important and powerful characters in My Little Pony lore, when the guy's greatest achievement is making Rarity realize that she should be a lesbian. Big dick shining I have mommy issues armor over here is the factory fit boy toy of MLP canon. Now, if he's your favorite, it's probably because of his noble, humble, pushover character that's kind of fun, or the fact that he gives off extremely dorky 40-year-old dad vibes, and any other reason, like how he was the original MLP himbo, or how he was one of the few original male MLP characters, are no longer real valid reasons for him to be your favorite. There are better choices. Saying Princess Cadance is your favorite is like, it's the exact same as saying you would like to fuck Princess Cadance. Like, look, the horse whose literal power is making ponies fall in love has cast her spell on you, and you were powerless against it. Look, I'm not saying you're a simp. I'm just saying that you're self-identifying as a simp. Okay, Prince Rutherford. Now that's a fun choice, though it does imply that your sense of humor means that the most funny thing possible to you is randomly bursting into monkey noises while playing CSGO with the boys. And like, I can't blame you. I just want to point out how ridiculous you look to everyone else. Look, Flurry is here, and I'm sure there are people who have her as their favorite, but I'm just not gonna mention them because I don't think they really matter. What I am going to say is that Flurry Heart is a character with extreme potential. But she's a fucking baby, and babies suck. They're trash. They're bad and horrible, and until we see a fully grown Alicorn version of her in G5, I'm just gonna completely disregard her from existence entirely. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Finally a good, edgy, good guy pick. Look, Ember is what you Luna fans want. And assuredly some of you have switched sides, but so many of you have gotten just used to defending your gamer dark horse that you completely have never considered that Ember is actually the kind of edgy, cool, boss girl character that you're looking for. Thorax is finally an example of a solid male character. He's lovable, and has complex emotions, and his whole character arc is very fun, but sad to say, he will forever live in the shadow of Queen Chrysalis, and I can guarantee that 9 out of 10 times, he's just disregarded as the other changeling leader because of her. Princess Skystar. Did you even know that was her name? Like, seriously, did you remember that this character is called Skystar? I don't care if she's the entire reason your OC became a sea pony overnight. She's forgettable, and you know it. Queen Novo is somehow the exact inverse of Princess Sky whatever, because instead of being unable to remember her name, that's literally the only thing I remember about her. Apart from that exact same problem as before. Granny Smith is your favorite pony? Well, hot dang! I didn't know a party animal was watching this video. I mean, you're probably either too drunk or too hungover to actually understand anything I'm saying, but it's really cool that you took a pause from your super sex party life to come and hang out with us cringe normies for just a little while. Big Mac is probably the biggest transformation from a pure gimmick character who only had one voice line to a fully fleshed out, complex stallion with a heart of gold, gender queerness, and the rich romantic life. If you're a Big Mac fan, and you're not just saying that because you want him to plow you like the way he plows that farmland, then I can respect you. I mean, actually, if you're just in it for the plowing, I can respect that as well. He's a hot slab of pure workhorse and an absolute sweetheart. You go get that. Huh? Your favorite pony is Braybird? I mean, it's a bit weird of a way to announce your sexuality like that, but sure, whatever, dude. You do you. Your favorite isn't any of these three. It's Granny Smith. And these three are more extensions of her as a concept. But you're probably just confused. You said, hey, which one? Auntie Applesauce is my favorite pony. You were thinking of Granny Smith. I got you. The only reason Zephyr Breeze would be your favorite is because you feel bad for him. And the only reason that you would feel bad for him is if you relate to him. Which means one thing. There is no other set of words that cause you more depression and anxiety than get a job. And here is one of many examples of a character that is just more of a specific evolution of what a Fluttershy fan wants to see. Limestone Pie is the pony you say is your favorite when you really want to just say, I like horses because they're cute. You have no other brain function when you make that statement, and you don't care. Well, you go and take this squeaky cutie pie and go ham with her. She's exactly what you ordered and will keep you busy while the rest of us are having a real discussion. Marble Pie. If you like Marble Pie, there's little to say apart from you're a sadist. I mean, you enjoy getting to see a character hurt other characters and enjoying doing it. I mean, that's fine, I guess. I just think you should know that about yourself. Okay, now Maud Pie. I'll be frank, Maud is my favorite pony. Okay, now Maud Pie. Now I'll be frank, Maud Pie is my favorite pony. So writing a roast would mean I have to roast myself, and that's difficult. Not difficult because I can't degrade myself. No. It's because I'm not sure exactly which way to do it. You know? Should I go and attack the fact that I'm asexual? And, you know, how Maud is a perfect representation of that fact? Or maybe I should make fun of how I have dedicated my entire life to something that most people see as absolutely useless and very weird. You know what? I don't really know. So I'm just going to go with the safe bet and say if your favorite pony is Maud Pie, then you should get a life. I mean, I say that from personal experience, so, you know I wouldn't ever listen to it, so I know you won't either, but the first of the Student 6, Gallus, is next, and a small portion of you have just thought, Student 6? What are those? If that's you, well, I'd like to congratulate you on rewatching the entirety of MLP for the 50th time. You stop, obviously, after Season 3, Episode 12, because your need to cling to the past is so overwhelming, it completely it removes your ability to know that other episodes exist past that point. But, you know, stick around anyway. There might be a Gangnam-style parody that is hilarious somewhere throughout this video. That is, if your iPhone 5's manufactured obsolescence doesn't cause the YouTube app to crash before we get there. Anyway, Gallus is the first of the Student 6, and he's a slam dunk of a character. He's a sneaky, conniving little bastard who doesn't really get social stuff, but really wants to learn, and that's really cool. He's a magnificent representation of both a teenager and a griffin, and if he's your favorite, you probably are pretty cool yourself, but also a prick. But you're working on that. Hopefully. Right? Yeah, I trust you. Good luck. I'm not saying you C-Pony OC having fans are wrong for doing this. But, once Silverstream came out, you completely forgot that C-Ponies were in the movie. And look, I get it. She's the only one you need to care about or acknowledge anymore. But I'm just saying, it kind of says something about your desires, how flippy-floppy they are. You know, it gives me the feeling that you're the exact same crowd that had all of those Bat Pony OCs the moment those appeared on screen. You know, you only care about novelty rather than anything of actual substance. Okay, Smolder. Now, how many of you whose favorite is Smolder changed from Ember? I'd bet around 50-50, because as far as I'm concerned, they're the exact same character. The writers just really loved Ember, and they wanted to have their cake and eat it too by making a smaller student version of her. No quarrel with it. I am into both characters, but there's nothing really to say about her that I didn't say about Ember. Yona? Yona Poggers! Yeah. And you need to calm down. Relax. We get it. You like the big, funny fuzzball. Just take a Xanax or something and chill, please. Really? Sandbar? I mean, I guess it's not the worst choice, but, like, I don't know. I just don't... I'm lost for words. Is that what you wanted? Is it that you wanted just someone out of the Student 6, but you didn't know which one to pick? I don't know. Well, your reasoning for why Sandbar is your favorite is about as empty as my list of ways to insult you about it is my guess. So, you've beaten me? Congratulations. You're still a nerd, though. Out of all of the things Ocellus has going on with her, being the first changeling that we actually see just living a regular life, you know, day to day, by default makes her way more interesting than most characters on this list. Now, the issue is I just can't help but feel like you're undershooting. You know, like you've recognized that there's an interesting thing going on with this character that we haven't seen in any other character, but that's That's about it. Like, it's surface level. And, you know, you could do better. I trust you can do better. If Diamond Tiara is your favorite, you're a mythic bitch. Now, I respect that transparency. Diamond Tiara is only a character that became good in the one episode where the Cutie Mark Crusaders get their cutie marks. And that also happened to be the last episode she appeared in. So, you know, you Diamond Tiara fans at least have that one, I guess. No. You okay? Look, Silver Spoon is like one of the best examples of a pony nobody likes. Like, actually nobody likes. She's already playing second fiddle to DT. She has absolutely no character beyond being a yes mare. She's utterly forgettable and uninspired. Like, it's an actual example of just bad character. We can move on. Now, I have Snips here separately from his utterly trash tier partner Snails, because he actually had a really good character rework in the latter half of the show. Now, obviously, if he's your favorite pony, there is still something wrong with you. I don't know what it is, but I know something's wrong. But, you know, I can get behind supporting him as a character after the rework in general. Snails, though? Trash character. From beginning to end. I hate seeing him on screen no matter where or why or how. And if you even tell me he's your favorite pony, I am going to ban you from my Roblox server in an instant. Good horse, I guess? I don't know. He's a fun pick, for sure, but, you know, I don't know if there's more to say about Pipsqueak than, you know, your average background pony. But, you know, I could totally see there being, like, one or two people who are really into the cute, dumb little dork kid vibe, I guess. It happened again. I literally just talked about Pipsqueak this time. I don't know why Pipsqueak is up there again, but we're moving on. I don't get Rumble fans. Now, I see a weird amount of obsession over him, far more than any of the other child characters, and I don't get it. For a moment, I actually confused him with Button Mash, because I was, you know, rationalizing in my head, oh yeah, that's why. But no, Button Mash is a completely unrelated character that... I don't know, I'm lost on this one. What makes this little Elvis-haired twerp so dang interesting to you people? I don't know. There are a lot of reasons people like Trixie. From her really gimmicky, funny way of speaking, to some people that just like her because they specifically really hate Twilight. I don't get that. Both of those are really bad motivations to say she's your favorite, though. As well as, and I say this as a trans person, but if you like Trixie, if she's your favorite pony solely because she's a trans icon, that is a real weak excuse for it. Like, I mean, it's really cool that she is that trans icon, but if that's the only thing you like about her, then that's insulting to how cool the rest of her character is. I mean, like, she's a traveling failed magician. That's a real sick character archetype, you know? And then she's super helpless to fix anything by herself, which is, you know, fun. She's very gay for Starlight. That's great. You know, she's constantly snarky and bitchy, and that's fun because she doesn't do it too much. I don't know. There's just so many reasons to like Trixie, but if you're a Trixie fan, you have to take the whole package. You can't just, you know, diminish the Trixie experience. Starlight Glimmer. She is the most controversial character in My Little Pony, and if you have any opinion on her, it's either that she's the only reason you kept watching the show or the only reason you stopped watching the show. And, you know, that means anything I say would make people mad. But I'm not a coward. And I'm gonna glim my cake and glam it too. So, Starlight Glimmer was not just an excellent addition to the show, she was undeniably the best thing to happen to My Little Pony, and is more interesting and has a deeper character arc than any of the other main 6. The show would be far better off in the last 3 seasons if it solely focused on her. And Starlight Glimmer is an overhyped asshole of a character whose only purpose is to fill the plucky unicorn student role that Twilight left vacant after she far exceeded it during becoming an alicorn. And that's an achievement that Starlight Glimmer will never get because she doesn't deserve it. Ah. Yeah, that hurts, doesn't it? Yeah. I hope so. Sunset Shimmer is here as a stand-in for all of the Equestria Girls characters. And that is because while I did watch the movies, I did it like 6 years ago, and I didn't really like them, and I don't really remember them, and I didn't really like Sunset Shimmer anyway. So, you know, but the impression I get from Sunset Shimmer fans is that they would gladly and eagerly die for her. And that is a real weird, but yet respectable level of energy to defend what is a really dull and bad set of movies. Nightmare Moon is not a different character to Luna. Anyone who claims as such is delusional. She's only here because for some reason, she was listed as a separate character on the wiki, and I wrote her down on my list because I didn't think about it. Oh, it's Queen Chrysalis. It's, you know, Chrissy, the big bug boss bitch that has more dedicated of a fan base than probably anyone on this list. I mean, definitely at least out of the villains. It just feels kind of bad that is purely because of weird fetish reasons. Look, I'm not kink shaming. I'm just calling you a freak because you enjoy being called a freak if she's your favorite character. And, you know, if I were to actually roast you, I'd just point out that you spend more money on body pillows than I do on magic cards. And, well, I have a problem. So, you know, what does that make you? If you like King Sombra, it's probably purely because of his aesthetic reasons. Like, he barely has a speaking role in the show, so it can't be that. And now, look, I can already hear you Sombra fans crying, oh, you need to read the comics, he was developed in the comics. But much like the amount of lines of dialogue that King Sombra has had in the show, you might as well not say anything. Lord Tyrek is actually one of the peak villains in the show. Like, one of the ones that we don't want to see reformed. You know, he even probably beats out Chrysalis in terms of villainy. Sadly, he is not as much of a fetish goldmine, but, you know, that does mean that his fan club is relatively small. But, look, if Tyrek is your favorite character, it's probably because you're answering the question, thinking about who is well written, and that means you've completely misunderstood the point of the question, who is your favorite pony? Look, the question is purely something people ask so they can have an excuse to self-indulgently talk as much about themselves as possible. It has nothing to do with the quality of any particular character. And so, I'm sorry, but you're just gonna have to answer again. You're gonna have to try again. Let's be honest. They just wanted Lord Tyrek, and he was just stuck into Tartarus, so bringing him back would have quickly nullified what is meant to be a meaningful, entrapment of him. So, you know, That's what the Storm King is. He's a pale imitation of Tyrek with middling writing. Cozy Glow is your favorite, huh? Yeah, sorry, I'm not falling for your bullshit. Look, Cozy Glow was an excellent bait and switch, but anyone who says that she's their favorite, they just found someone who they can identify with as a sneaky evil bastard. And, well, they're probably, if they're telling you about how Cozy Glow is their favorite, they're probably just trying to get close to you to steal your Bitcoin wallet or whatever. They're all, ha ha ha, Cozy Glow is such a fun, evil character, but I'm not like them at all, right? Yeah, no, they're just saying that because of how on the nose it is, you know? They find it very sadistically gratifying or something, I think. Ooh la la, your favorite is Discord? Someone thinks they're real clever, huh? I bet he is your favorite, but you know, that doesn't make you as weird and wacky as you think. You're not original at all, actually, because when picking a weird character to be into, Discord is the most predictable choice, which means you're failing by definition. I swear this just keeps happening. What? Look, this is the third time it's happened, right? But we just talked about Discord, and here he is on the list again. I don't know what's going on. Oh, also spoilers for season 9. What are you trying to prove? Huh? Gilda being your favorite? What's wrong, punk? Look, I ain't trying to start a fight, but I can't help but feel like you're bringing a gun to a pony show. You know, if you didn't want to answer the question, you could have just, not answered the question. And instead, now I feel like if I ask what your second favorite is, I'm about to be attacked. I'm sorry. To all of you Tempest Shadow fans, it must be really hard knowing that you'll never see your precious movie villain turned hero ever again. I mean, she is really missed from the rest of the show, but with her being your favorite, that must really sting any time the fact is brought up that she's never going to appear again. I mean, maybe apart from in a comic or whatever, but like at that point you're like a King Sombra fan, and in which case, ugh. Grubber. I mean, Grubber is evil Spike, and that makes him more interesting, I guess? Which is weird, right? I don't know. But he's not your favorite, though, because that's just a given. Sorry, look, he's just a misplaced Angry Birds movie asset that they used in the movie. So, let's just move on. Zecora! Oh, yeah, I mainly just feel bad that she is the only important zebra we ever see on screen. If you really like zebras, or if you have an OC that is a zebra, that just probably means Zecora is your favorite by default. And that sucks, I really wish we got to explore the zebra culture in the show at some point, but we didn't get to do that, and that's a big bummer. But, that means that there's no diversity among the zebra fans, It's either you like Zecora or just the general idea of zebras, and, there's no other options. I guess there's OCs, but if OCs are your favorite, that's probably a bigger roast than anything I could ever write in a lifetime. Capper from the movie, he's a very interesting choice. I mean, we don't really have another character that filled his archetype. We have Flim and Flam, I guess, but they're close, but it's not really a good comparison. There isn't another smooth-talking, friendly trickster vibe character, I mean, that is good, but what is a shame is that, well, he's a furry. And if he's your favorite pony character, I'm sorry, but you're also just a furry. Captain Celaleno? That's what her name is. It's what it says on the wiki. Was it even said in the movie? I don't know. She was a cool character, but suffers from the Princess Starglitter problem or whatever, you know, whatever that sea pony's name was. I just forgot that she entirely existed. Oh, sorry, I saw a spider. What were you talking about again? Who the hell is that? Oh, did it just get hot in here? Look, I have nothing bad to say about Mr. Smooze here. He can ravage me any day of the week, you know. I'm down to clown when it's time to slime, if you get my drift. Speak of the devil and she shall appear. My, lightning dust. You know, the character aside, if she's your favorite pony, I think that's weird. Because that means just you're an in-denial Rainbow Dash fan. Like, Rainbow Dash is your actual favorite pony, but you were just either bullied out of liking Rainbow Dash or, you know, maybe you're just weirdly homophobic? I don't know. But regardless, there's no real reason for you to have lightning dust over our rainbow-haired gal. She's just Rainbow Dash, but more reckless? I don't know. Look, your favorite horse is Rainbow Dash. Full stop, I rest my case. Flim and Flam are a telltale sign that you're up to some shit. Like, you know, as is very common with this list, if they're your favorite character, it's likely because you identify with them in some way, you know? But with Flim and Flam, it just feels extra potent. Like, if I asked you what was your favorite pony and you answered Flim and Flam, I don't know if I'd want to immediately stop talking to you, or if I would ask you 15 other questions just to figure out what the hell you're on about with that curveball you just threw at me. Your favorite horse is Rainbow Dash. I don't know why the MLP writers really like writing, you know, exact copies of Rainbow Dash, but in slightly different occupations, but that's all this is. That's all she is. I mean, she's cool, but that's all she is. Despite only appearing in a single episode, Colatura is actually a real solid choice. I mean, apart from the fact that literally the only thing it tells me about you is that the thing you value most in MLP above everything else is the music, because that's, you know, that's what she symbolizes. That's literally the reason you love her, right? Right? I mean, and that's cool, I guess, but, you know, it's kind of boring, I think. It's simplistic. Yeah, simplistic. Soren is definitely a legal choice when it comes to your favorite pony. But no, I don't want to read your explicit Soren X Brainburn fanfic. I don't care. Okay, there seriously must be a bug here because my prompter, we just did Soren, and here it is again. Soren, here he is again. Look, I'm getting real tired of it right now. I hope this is the last time it happens. Fleetfoot? No. She's such a non-character, she doesn't deserve a spot on this list. Just as much as she doesn't deserve a spot on the Wonderbolts. Your favorite horse is Rainbow Dash. These characters are real cool in the lore perspective, and I super like them. I mean, I'm a big fan, but there's little to say about those who have these as their favorite ponies. Like, at this point in the show, there are so many to choose from that it'd be weird for any real zeitgeist to build around them in terms of the fandom. So, you know, I'm just going to go with my gut feeling for each one of these. You know, what kind of person you are if you like them. Okay, so let's start with her. You're a coward. Him, you're a jackass. Her, you're weird as shit. Rockhoof, you're lame. Her, oh, you have some weird obsession with that Sphinx from the episode that she's, you know, in her episode, and that's why you like her for some reason. I don't know. Starswirl Bearded, yeah, you are such a nerd. Mare? Is it the fact that she's just a pretty older mare? I mean, that's all I can think of, like, as far as what unique qualities she has. I don't know. but I can't discern another reason for you to like her, and if that is the reason you like her, ew. This is one of those weird horses that I can super see why a tiny pocket of the community adores her, like, completely, but at the same time, I can't help but feel like she's a cop-out answer. I mean, she's nice and all, but, you know, she's just such a blank slate of a character that, I don't know, it feels unoffensively non-committal as an answer, and I think that means I have to fail you on this class by principle. Lotus Blossom and Aloe Vera, look, if they're your favorite ponies, you're either far too young to be watching this video and you're just like, oh, pretty colors, I like them, pretty, or you're way old enough to understand perfectly why you should feel disgusted about yourself for what you do in your thoughts with these horses. Weird Al Yankovic is a really cool and good character in My Little Pony. I don't remember who voiced them, though. It was someone famous, but regardless, there's not much to say. It's just pretty basic, good choice. A top-notch example of a pure gimmick character, nothing past that. But with that gimmick, it's very transparent that when I ask you who your favorite pony is and you answer Tree Hugger, you're essentially just asking me if I'd like to come over and smoke a bowl? And, I mean, I get, sure, yeah, I'll come over at 4. I'm not busy, sure. Oof. Look, if Moon Dancer is your pick, look, friend, firstly, I should remind you, you haven't taken a shower in a while. And secondly, I know you don't like when the sun is too bright, but you might want to go on a walk sometime. Your friends are really worried about you. And, 13 hours straight of playing video games and watching My Little Pony is a little much. I think of Sunburst as a non-dad Shining Armor, if that makes sense. Like, he's the single forever kind of dork that, apart from those aspects, is exactly like Shining Armor. Far less capable of holding a stable relationship. Stable relationship. They're horses. It's funny. Oh yeah, if you like Sunburst, I don't know, you're a Shining Armor fan that isn't ready to grow up yet. Sugar Belle is only really viewable through the lens of Big Mac, but I think that helps her as a character in the show. She is her own being and she has her own emotions, but, her main role is to be Big Mac's love interest, and that actually spawns a lot of interesting story. But, let's just say that as far as fans of her go, I think they're more generally interested in putting cream in her pie than her character. Hell yeah! Even though, you're a Yona fan now, it's really cool that bulk biceps was a thing for a while. That was fun. Standing in for any character from that special, Kerfuffle is a standout in many ways. She's a magnificent in character design. She's disabled representation, which is really cool. She's adorable in literally every way. And she will never be seen or talked about again in any relevant way. To the few Kerfuffle fans who are, real dedicated, keep bringing her up. Every time you do, the rest of us go, oh, yeah, she was cool. I really liked her. And then move on to more important things. How? How is Luster your favorite pony? She only appears in the very end and has no characterization apart from she's like Twilight from episode 1, which I don't know, I guess is fun as a callback, but that's it, It's real sweet. I love the ending, but, you can't tell me she's your favorite. If you say that, you're just a dirty liar. Or you're just still emotionally recovering from the season 9 ending. I mean, I don't know which it is, but it's one of them. And last but not least, Applejack. Now, look, Applejack stands relax. I did not just put her at the end of the list to call her a background pony. But you have to admit, there was a non-insignificant number of people that watched this video who just plainly forgot that Applejack wasn't on it until now. Now, I'm just pointing that out. And look, I get it. I get it. I see you. You've had to walk uphill both ways in the snow to Brony conventions. You Applejack fans. Nobody dislikes you, but for some reason, they just keep making your life difficult. And I feel sorry for you. But that's why it's so funny to me. You have to understand, my sense of humor... some people say that comedy is based on truth or something. I disagree. Funniest comedy to me is things that are untrue and that don't make sense. Absurdism is my cup and tea. I adore it. And so, you know, when I say Applejack is a background pony, I do that in a place of understanding that she is as important to the entire show as all of the members of the main six. She is as valid and important as any other character. But that's why it's funny to me to disregard her. Because it's not true, you know? So if you are an Applejack fan, good for you. Keep going. Keep chugging along. Enjoy it. I'm gonna still make fun of you. I'm sorry. It's just too funny to me. And that's it. That's every character that I thought was important enough to talk about done. Well, April Fools, get the hell out of my house.